Hi everyone, welcome back to Code and Cloud with Amur. So in today's video, we will be diving into setting up a high availability Redis cluster using Docker and Docker Compose across multiple servers. So by the end of this video, you will have a Redis cluster running with three master node and three replica node. How we will be setting up, so you will see later on this video. So and also it will be distributed across three servers, so you can take more than three servers, but minimum three servers are required. And this setup is perfect for handling high load, and it will improve the fault tolerance. So yeah, so let's get started with that one. So before we jump into the setup, let's quickly cover what a Redis cluster is. So a Redis cluster is a way to distribute the data across multiple Redis nodes, right? So making it possible to share data and set up a replicas of for high availability. And yeah, this setup will also improve. It will improve both the scalability and the fault tolerance of a Redis setup. So if you want a high scalable, high available Redis cluster, you can follow this tutorial how to set up on this cluster. So for this setup, we will be using three servers, each running a Docker and Docker Compose. So let's take three servers. So one, two, and three. So these are three servers. Inside the servers, it will be having two containers. So one is master and one is slave. So each and every server will be having two containers. And this server will have different IPs. We will be having 10.80.0.146, 147, and 148 IPs. And yeah, we will set up one by one. So first we will create one server, then we will proceed to another, and then in the last it will be getting connected to each and every server. So um okay, so yeah, we will set up this one first, and after that this one, then we will connect this all three servers in a cluster. And the this is a three server, it will be having six node. So yeah, and the data will be shared over this all three servers. And yeah, we can control which node will have how much share of data, but we will not do that on this video. It will be calculated by Redis how much it will have, but yeah, we will connect all these three servers. Okay, so yeah, before that I have prepared the script or the docker compose file beforehand to save time. And we will use that one, but before that I will also explain what are the things I am going to use on that docker file. So it will contain a master folder, a slave folder, and uh, docker compose file. So in master folder there will be a docker file and a redis config file. Same for the slave, it will have a docker file and slave config, basically redis config file. And it will have also a docker compose. So each and every server will have this three things, and we will do docker compose up to configure that particular server. And how we will do that one, we will see next. So yeah, so before we begin with the Redis setup, cluster setup, we have some prerequisite, like you should have at least three servers. You can make it from EC2. You can follow my tutorial. You have in the playlist how to create a EC2, and you will also need to install the Docker and Docker Compose inside that one, because we will be using that one for our cluster. And yeah, I have already created those things, like I have created these three servers. These are the IPs, and also I have installed Docker and Docker Compose. So let's go inside these servers one by one. This is the first one, second one, third one. Okay, so these are the three servers, and we have nothing inside these three servers. So let's open my VS Code, and yeah, as you can see, so I have this already set up over here. So I have this master folder and slave folder over here, and we will be putting these two folders on each and every server. That is three servers we are having, and for each node the Docker Compose file is a little bit different, because we have to set up IP for that one. And this is for the first one, and this is for the second, and this is for the third. So basically the Docker Compose file is same, only the IP is different for each Docker Compose. But other than this, everything is same. So let me quickly copy this over to the servers, and let's see after that. So let's connect to that one. So connect to remote host, and it's 46 first. So I will be copying this master, node 1, and slave. So let me give the password. Enter. Yeah, so we got connected. Folder, okay. Again, I have to give password, I think. Yeah, so enter. Okay, now I got connected with the file system of the Linux machine with this IP, and we will be copying this to this particular server, and this one and this one. So Control C and Control V. So it will get copied. So as you can see, these three things have been copied: masters, slave, and Docker Compose. So let me explain something from this one. So what is master doing, what is slave doing, and what is node? So basically in master we have two files, that is Docker file and Redis config file. So in Docker file we are using image, that is Redis 7.0.11, and these are, if you know Docker file, if you know how to write Docker file, then you must know this one. But if you don't know, don't worry, um, uh, you can copy paste this one, it will work for you. So basically it's an argument, and we are using cluster announced IP, which is used from the Redis config file. There is an environment variable, we are copying the Redis config file to the container on this path, and we are also echoing the IP. So you can see on the log, when we will be running, we can see the IP, what IP is it is using for the configuration. And these are the things, basically that's it. We are making a directory of Redis, we are giving permission to that Redis folder, and we are also we have overcommit memory, basically meaning that if it is using more memory, it will give us the alert, and then we are running the server. So that's from the Docker file. And in configuration, we don't need to see all of those. We only want to see the bind should be 00 because it should be open to all. For now, we are opening this to all, but we can also restrict to particular IPs. And then one more thing you need to keep in mind: the required password. The password that we use on the Docker Compose file, where it is Docker Compose node 1 overhead. So that particular password should be there on the Redis config too. So this is mandatory. And there is one more Redis cluster enabled. Yes, so these are the three things which you need mainly. Other than this, those other configurations are very specific things which is not needed. But since I am doing it for the production, also for my some projects, that is why it is there. But you all don't need, you can just copy paste and just play with it. So yeah, so I have copied it to the server, and let's go to that server. And this is server, right? So to ls, and you can see it is already there. So if I do docker compose up hyphen d, or up, only up, you can see one thing, see over here. So these are the things which I was telling. So it will give the output of the IP, which IP it is being used. So mm, this is why the argument was there, the cluster announce IP, which I showed over here on the Docker file. Where is Docker file? Over here. So this is the argument, and this is being shown on the log. So that is why, and these are the things which are being showed on the logs. So it will be same as it is. So you can see over here. So if okay, we have an error, that is error response on the day one: invalid mount config type find source but home cloud data not found. So we have data volume uh, which is binding to a container, but over here if I type ls, we don't have any data folder, so we need to make one. So mkdir data. So, and also we need to give permission to that data, so let's put that also. Sudo chmod, and we need to give this one. We need to give permission plus x, that is executable to data. All right, and enter. It will ask for password, which I can give. And now if we see the permission of the data, you can see over here it is with x, that means it is having executable permission. So that's okay. Now if we do docker compose down, okay, we have not, okay, down, and it's removed, the network is removed, and then we will do docker compose up again. And okay, again it is showing me the same. Okay, so yeah, one more thing is there, that is the Redis logs, which is also binding. Let me show you where it is coming from, then it will be much more clear to you. So docker compose, and we can see over here the source is data, and the source is Redis log, which is targeting Redis inside the container and data inside the container. So these are the two volumes which are which should be there on our system too. So that is why it is showing me this invalid. So this is a good thing that we got this error and we can solve over here. So again we need to do mk dir Redis logs, and then we will be setting the permission for this too. So yeah, over here we will be writing Redis logs, Redis logs. So yeah, now this to have executable permission, as you can see. And now if we do docker compose, first we need to down, we don't need to do down because it is not up yet, but okay. So now it is attaching everything, so let's wait. So it's up and running. So if we see over here, it was up and running, but since it is not in a detach mode, we cannot see, or else I need to open a second window. For that I will give hyphen d so that we can see. So docker ps, if we do, we can see the two containers are running over here. One is for master and one is for slave. So one server is complete, one server configuration is complete. Now we will go to second one, that is for 147 ip, and we will do the same. So for this one we have already set it up, and we will close this one because for now we don't need. So I will open another one, another ip, that is 47. So this one is the one, and it will be having the same process we will be following. I'll give the password to connect, enter, and yeah, I can make a separate short video how I am connecting the VS Code to our server, which is hosted on this is the on-prem server mine. And but yeah, if you want a remote server access on your VS Code, uh, or you can use that one too on VS Code. But how you can set up those, I can show you later. But yeah, you can do so if you want. Okay, let me copy master. Then okay, I don't need node, I need master, I need node 2, 2, and slave. So control C, and we will be pasting it over here, and it will get pasted. So beforehand only we can create data and redis log so that we don't get that error again. So let me create that one. So mkdir uh, data space redis log, redis logs. So it will be created, and also we can give permission, that is sudo chmod and plus x for data and redis logs. So if we have to give the password. So now you can see if I do L, and you will be seeing that two folders are being created with the executable permissions. So these are the two. All right. So and also we have master, slave, and Docker compose file. And inside Docker compose file, obviously you need to change the IP. So I have already set it up. The IP, that is 147. Over here also 147, and as you know, the password should be same as the Docker file, so it will be same for all. And the configuration is also same if I show you, because it is using the same master and slave, right? Only difference is in IP. And yeah, one more thing, you may face the issue if you use different user, you have to find the user ID. So how you can find the user ID, and that is using, so let me show you. So if I remember correctly, echo is echo uid, I think this one. Okay, not this one. I have to type over here, and it should give me the ID. So this is the ID for mine, UID. Okay, and colon is not needed. So yeah, this is the ID. So if you face any problem regarding this user ID, you can check over here, because your user ID may be different from this one. You have to do some checks on this one also. Other than this, everything should be same as it is. It's a generic Docker Compose file. You can use as it is. But if you get an error or if it is not working, then please do check your user ID, because your user ID may be different. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. We have already set up user ID, and we also got the folders and files, and now we can do docker compose up -d, so it will be in detach mode, and docker ps, and it's up and running for this server too. So we have two servers, that are two containers, master and slave containers, up and running. Yeah, so our second server is also set up. Now we will move to the third one with the same process. Let me close this one and open the third server. Let's connect to host. It will be 48, and I have to provide the password. So let me get the password. And yeah, I will share this configuration with you all on the description box, or yeah, I will give the my GitHub link. You can go over there and check it out. My all the code will be pushed over there, so that it will be easier for you to get those anytime you want. And if there is any changes, that also I will push over there, you can follow. And yeah, so again we will be copying master and docker compose file and slave folder, control C, and I will paste over here. And beforehand only we will do create mkdir uh, data and redis logs. And also I will give sudo chmod plus x, this one thing, right? So that it gets okay. So now they got the same thing. Now simple docker compose up -d, and yeah, yes, this is also up and running. But the thing is that they are running independently. They have no connection to each other. These three servers are independent to each other. So we need to connect uh, these nodes, right? For that there is a command, Redis CLI. We have to create a cluster using Redis CLI. But on any one of the server you can take, and you need to install a Redis tools. So let me show you. So if I do Redis CLI, I don't have Redis CLI on this server, right? So I need to install this particular Redis tool. I don't have on this server and on this server. These two servers don't have Redis CLI. But on 146, I have Redis CLI. If I do Redis CLI, I can see it's getting inside the CLI command, right? So I have Redis CLI on my first node, node 1, but not on other two. So it is could you choose any one server and perform this one. So to install Redis CLI, you can use this command, which is over here sudo apt install Redis tools, which will install Redis CLI onto your server. But you can choose any of the server. I can use this server to create a cluster of this 6 nodes, right? Because one server have two containers, that is master and slave. So there are three servers. It will be having 6 node, right? So how to create a cluster? So for creating a cluster, there is a command, and that is this command. So we have to type redis cli hyphen cluster create. So you have to give the IP of your master. So I have three masters and three slaves, right? So this is a master, this is a master, this is a master. So the port which is having 6379, they are all master, and with the same IP which is having 6380, that is a slave. All right. So we will be giving all six IPs over here, and then how many replicas we want only one cluster replica, and also you need to provide the authentication key. From where you will get the authentication key? From here. Okay, from docker compose, or you can also get it from redis.conf, right? So these are the things you need to do. And first you write on a notepad and create this one, and then copy, Control C, and go to any one of the server and paste it. So it will now create a server, create a cluster out of it. Okay, so yeah, I needed to restart my servers. I don't know. There was some VPN connectivity issue with my network. So yeah. So yeah, let's do it again. Where was I? Yeah, so we have to provide these IPs and all, and then copy, we will paste it on any of the servers and enter. So it will tell you to accept, type yes and enter. So it will take some time. Yeah, it's done now. So we can check if our cluster is ready or not. So how we can check? So docker ps, we see that it's been 18 hours because I'm recording this next day. And yeah, so we have to go inside the container and see, or else we can also see from here, because we already have redis cli, right? To redis cli, do auth, paste it, and it's okay. So ping pong is the way to check. And from here I will show you two commands that will confirm our cluster is ready. So first one is cluster info. So you can see cluster info, the cluster state is okay, and we have six nodes over here. And sort of it sort of tells that our cluster is ready, right? One more command is that cluster nodes. So so you can see the nodes over here. So as I told you earlier, that it will be distributed, the data will be distributed among the nodes of master and slave. So it is not equally distributed, but we can control the distribution of the data. Over here you can see these six nodes are there, which is perfectly fine. Three is master and three slave. So you can count over here. So yeah, our cluster is ready, and if you want to use this cluster anywhere, you can use So this is the connection string, which this will look like this, the connection string which you can use on your web server or anywhere where you want to use this one. So yeah, and over here also you can perform the stress test and everything which we have already seen on my previous video for the standalone Redis, that we can also perform. But over here it will be a repetition of the same thing, so I don't want to do that. If you want to do or perform the testing on our cluster, you can always watch my previous video, Redis cluster, not Redis cluster, Redis standalone video, where I have shown that one how to perform and how you can check if it is ready or not. And that's it, guys. So now you set up a Redis cluster with the Docker and Docker Compose across 3 servers, which have master slave replication, which will provide a high availability, and it will also make sure that your data remains accessible even during server failure. If one of the server node fails, it will take part, one of the slave will become master. So thank you, guys. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and do whatever you want. And yeah, follow me, not follow me, subscribe me for the next video. I will bring you more and more videos like this. So thank you, bye, see you on the next video.